Get ready. I want you to get ready. Only thing I want you to do is to be ready. This is the broadcast that will talk about open and honest conversations every time we come live. I want you to get ready. Get ready, prepare yourself. Things happen all the time. There's always things coming at us. Get ready, strap your seatbelt on real tight, and get ready because you are embarking in. This is
The Raheen Ashimi Show.
We back at it, y'all. We are back at it. This is the Ronnie. Look at what you laughing for, brother?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone, man.
Hey, this is the Raheen Ashimi Show. You know, we don't do this show as often as I would like for us to do it, but we do it. And when we do, we have, I think, very meaningful conversation. And this is a little different than the Morning Glow. It's a little more open, a little more direct. And this is the Raheen Ashimi Show. This is my namesake. So we're going to talk about some things today, and hopefully we're going to get a lot of people to join in and be a part of the conversation as well. Let me throw this disclaimer out there before I introduce everybody or allow everybody to introduce themselves. I have been married for 28 years. So the topic that we're going to talk about today, I'm not an expert, nor am I expert in a lot of the topics that we talk about, but I know a little something about here, a little something about something here or there, whatever the case. But my thing is, I don't know. And so if you all would call in, help us understand what we're going to talk about today. Help us understand and take it to a totally different level if you don't mind doing so. We're going to talk about today. Well, before I do that, let me go. Dr. J. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? It's still morning
Good
time.
morning, my brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Toussaint done escaped in some kind of way. Hopefully he'll be back in a minute or two. But what we're going to talk about today is dating. Dating. Is dating the same as it always have been? Is it different? Has it changed? Are there different elements that go into dating today that didn't go in back when I was dating? Back when I was dating, man, it was I think it was a little less complicated. I think it was a little less complicated than what it is right now. Because right now, dating could be very complicated, brother. Dating could be something else. What? Why says I'm gonna go? Old Judge Joe Brown. What say you,
Mm.
Dr. J?
Um, you asking me how different is dating now?
Yes, sir. Is it different at all?
I think honestly, um, it is, and I think just the Raheem show. Um, dating,
What's going on, Tucson over there, man?
dating, dating, dating can be. Um, my personal opinion, I'm different at this. It's later in the day. I change as the day go up. Dating can be a crude thing that somebody, it. I think if a lot of people be honest, a lot of us was mad because we got thrown back out there.
Wow. Got cast back in the dating scene.
Got cast back out in the dating scene. I think sometimes, Tucson, that could be one of the worst things a person can do to you is throw you back out in that water. I mean, you could have took me home and put me in a fish tank.
Let me grow and mature. Let me grow and mature a little bit.
Because I could get used to that. All the fish are the same. I get to know them. We get to swim around. We know one another. It's comfortable. It's safe.
Is it limiting? Is it limiting?
It's very limiting. At least I know them devils. I can, and not calling anybody a devil, but I would say the sisters probably feel the same way. It's like, okay, At least I know them
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
versus being put back out there in that water. People changed,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
People changed, so it's ugly out there, you know. So I don't date for that reason,
Wow. Wow. Okay.
you know.
And let me give the phone number 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're talking about dating, and has dating changed? Is dating still the same? I have been out of the dating. I've been married for 28 years, so I don't know. So if you all will call in, be a part of this conversation, we definitely would appreciate it. How have your dating experience? Do you have one of them tragic, one of them horrible dates, one of them terrible date stories, or has it been a good thing for you? 508-924-3521. Toussaint, talk to me, bro. Oh Lord, he's smiling already. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Has dating changed? Is it still the same?
I don't really know, sir. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't been out of it for too long. But
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, though, um, you have just me. Let me go back a few years and kind of remember. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be. You have to look for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. J, to look for a long time before
Mm-hmm.
before you say, okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
you got to you almost have to say, is that really you?
Mm.
Because we was talking about how on the morning glow we was talking about how, let me say it like this: most of what they have on from head to toe, including the hair, is store bought.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So they can't get too close to the stove.
Not the stove, it's store bought.
No, no, no. I say if they get too close to the stove, the stove is hot, they're gonna melt.
It's gonna burn up. I wish I had something like the eyelashes be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not get off. Let me get off of that. Let me get off of it. Now here's another thing I've heard that some especially women, they feel like they got to do a background check on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They gotta
It,
protect
it might,
themselves,
might
man.
be good. And
Yeah.
then everybody these days. Everybody got makeup on,
Mm-hmm. When you say everybody, who you mean?
including including her. You better check it out because she might she now she might talk like this. And to myself, I be doggone, that ain't even a woman.
Lord, Lord, Lord.
So the dating
Five
game
zero.
definitely. Okay, there you go.
No, no, no. Go ahead, brother. This the
No,
Raheen Ashimi show.
I mean really, because you got to look for a long time to make sure that what you're looking at is what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because you
Okay.
got to be careful. You might
So it might be
catch
on.
and
Might be
and
like the
and
price
it,
is right. Come on.
yeah, it might not be a
This man.
fish, it's a shark.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's a
Wow.
man eater.
Lord. Hey, Dr. J, you hear him over there, don't you? We got a call. We gotta go to the
I
call in
am.
just 1 second. But what do you say to that, man? Is it really that dangerous out there, man? Because he's making it seem like it could be dangerous, man. And you could be like on Let's Make a Deal and end up with a clunk.
You asking me?
Yes, sir.
Um, it is. It's something. It's something that he said he made a good point. Most of what, and I don't want to make it a woman thing, because
Mm-hmm.
being single, you get to hear the stories from single women about how men play games and but he said Tucson said something very important. Most of what is bought, most of what they have is bought.
Mm-hmm.
Most of what they have on is bought, but also most of what they have in their head is bought
Mm-hmm.
because they get the majority of the information from Facebook, YouTube, this, that, and the other. And so what I found, um, wow, what I found is people not even being themselves no more,
Mm-hmm.
right? And especially I think dating as a non-Christian man is probably easier than dating as a Christian man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Do you think certain women, if you being a Christian man in the dating scene, and if she's not a Christian woman, do you think she'll be trying to push your boundaries?
my experience, Raheem, a lot of times they don't want to deal with you.
Mm. Okay.
When if you're going to be yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I have a tendency to push the buttons as far
Mm-hmm.
as I know what I want in my life. When I listen to you, how you talk about your wife, and I have some friends who've been married a long time, and this and that. And my mom and dad were married over 50 years together, over 60 years, right? Never slept in separate beds.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how you do that, right? And then there was a season I didn't know that was even real,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Wow.
And
Wow.
especially when you've been divorced a couple of times, you thinking they just pretending they don't,
Mm-hmm.
that's the outside thing. But what I found being a single Christian man, especially being in a position I'm in as pastoring, a lot of women won't even they don't even want to deal with you because they don't want to live that life.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a lot of times, me personally, I have to make it clear. I'm very transparent. I have to make it clear. I ain't dead and I ain't gay. I'm saved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't having a vulgar conversation or you ain't talking under their clothes, then they
Mm-hmm.
look at you like you got a problem. If you ain't putting your hands on them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like I say, you have to explain to them, look, I ain't dead and I ain't gay. I'm trying to stay saved. That's all. I'm not
Exactly.
going to cross the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
again, not being in the midst of not dating, I have some limits for myself. I don't do movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do dinners. Um, I don't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Not with the opposite sex because you
Expectation. Your
yeah.
expectation. Yeah. Yeah. Your expectation. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always opened the doors,
Mm-hmm.
and when I pastored inside the church, I taught the young men they had responsibilities. When you see a woman pull up, you go out there and open the door for her and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So you go on a date with somebody, you open up the door, you do
Yeah.
this, you do that. So I'm special. No,
Mm-hmm.
you're not special. This what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because they never had anybody to do it, they think they special. Now you got yourself a
Mhm.
problem,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Mhm. Girl, he opened the door for me and everything. Pulled back
everything.
my chair, all that stuff.
I call
Uh,
it chill.
but let me
I
go.
call it. I call it chill. You said that.
Let me let me go to my phone line. My phone line got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, you there? I think it's Dr. Cook. Dr. Cook, you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
Hey, doing well, doing well. We're talking about the dating scene. We're talking about the dating scene, and actually dating has it changed? Is it different, or is it the same as it always has been? I've been off the market for 28 years, so I don't know. So, Dr. Cook, tell me, is the dating scene the same or is it difficult?
Hmm. Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
when I dated back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot different than it is now.
Mm-hmm. Why so?
Um,
Why so?
I thought I understood. I thought I understood dating back then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought I had it plain, but I really didn't even understand dating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really can't say that it's different because I've learned more now. And the information that I know now, if I had known it back then, I wouldn't have dated the person that I dated.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the choices and it's all in the teaching. See, I didn't receive a lot of teaching on dating. I received a teaching from my peers
Mm-hmm.
of what I thought dating was supposed to be about. Um, but it's different. It's
Mm-hmm.
different today. I feel it because I'm more aware than what I knew back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would have made better decisions if I had been taught
Mm.
how to date and who to date.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
decisions would have been different. So now my eyes are wide open because
Mm-hmm.
I am wiser. And so therefore I teach my daughters what they supposed to be looking for. What they don't supposed to look, but I would say this. You look at the qualities for a husband, a godly husband,
Mm-hmm.
and I direct them to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So if that information had been placed in me um, back then, I would have selected a better husband. I would have made a decision
Mm-hmm.
for a godly man,
Now y'all
with the qualities for as a husband.
okay. Now see, well, I'm like I've been off the mark. I don't know. Y'all painting a picture for me right now, and y'all making it seem too strong. This dating thing is dangerous, man. Like it's you gotta be careful. You don't get no clunk. Make sure I want to be. Y'all making it sound like it's so dangerous, man. Is it dangerous?
Well,
It
and
is.
I'm gonna have to be I'm gonna have to watch it because my internet, we're not used to snow and stuff down here, so everything go out. So my internet might go out. I'll have to call it. But anyway, since it's working, yesterday I think it was or day before, I said a word, made it up.
Mm-hmm.
Superficial spirituality.
Yes. Yes.
So you got even in the church, you have people that you would think that they are spiritual because it appears to be that way on the surface. But when you start entering into a relationship with somebody, you find out who they
Mm-hmm.
really are.
Yeah.
And you find out, like the greyhound dog that has aged a while and no longer is
Mm-hmm.
running, you find out that the rabbit ain't real.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
you've been chasing this person because you see that, oh my God, they in the, they in the choir and then they on the mission board or they, and here's the thing, like my brother, he said you start, because you open the door for them and you know
Mm-hmm.
you you do this and you show that you are you know you actually try to be a gentleman about things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
boy, you find that
Mm-hmm.
you
Wow,
got you
that's
something
true.
on you got you something on your hand
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
that The first phrase that can be chills from this point on in my
Mm-hmm.
life. Run.
Mm. Mm. You better get up out of there. You better get up out of there. That's a telltale. That's a telltale right there. That's a telltale. But Dr. J, let me ask you this question. I've heard it's come up a couple of times and people have said it. Is the church? Do you think the church is a safe place to find a date?
Um, it kind of goes back, not kind of, but it goes back to what Dr.
Dr.
Cook
Cook.
said.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to what Dr. Cook said. Dating haven't changed, people changed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dating is still the same. People change. And I realized that when she said it. So it don't really have anything to do with the church. It's the people
Mm-hmm.
that say, you know what? I don't want to be in the club no more because that costs money. I don't drink no more. I don't want to go over here because that comes with its set of challenges. So how about I go over here to the church
Mm-hmm.
and deal with some people over here? And unfortunately, you got a lot of people in the church who are not healed,
Yep. Yep.
and it's a hospital. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I quit that addiction, I came and got addicted over here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I never tied my ends and got healed from my ends. So now it's just a big old mess. So now you got a big old mess.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, again, people start going and doing things that people do. And the next thing you know, you open yourself up to something.
Mm-hmm.
Now you find yourself in a full-fledged relationship and you don't even know you in it. And thank God I got a younger son and young daughters who teach me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Daddy, if you're going to get into the dating field, then this what you need to learn. This what you
Yeah.
need to know. The language has changed.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely.
They speak a whole nother language now,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of people I hope they get a chance to call in. When we have these kind of conversations, right? When they start telling you how it's broken down, I
Mm-hmm.
get frustrated.
Wow. Wow.
Because if we go out and we go to the dinner, if we go 2 times
Uh-huh.
and we dating, but if we go 3 times and then we this, but if you do it 4 times, then you that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? No, I can't do that. I don't know how the numbers. I don't know. You don't know you date until somebody tell you. You got to get an outside friend to so to find out what type of relationship is this, bro. You dating? You about to get married? Better yet, you fixing to get married. Because you done been on 10 dates with this woman, you know, and
Let me hold your wallet. Let me hold your wallet.
yeah, you know,
Mm.
mm-mm.
And,
And
and, and, and go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
come on,
Let me go. Let me go to Rico. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? We're talking about dating, brother. Is the dating scene different? Is it has it changed? Is it dangerous? Or could it or does it have the potential of being dangerous? Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
And I'm happy to see another day of life. How everybody else doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Talk to me, brother, about this dating scene. How is the dating scene out there, Rico? You're a young man, man. Talk to me.
It's both dangerous or can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I realized years ago, I'd say starting in the late 80s, early 90s, that, you know, it's sort of going back to what Dawn was saying about that superficial spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I started noticing how people became more materialistic and superficial. And I started recognizing that your access to dating, opportunity to date more successfully would be based on something more materialistic and superficial. After that, it would be aesthetics or sexual attraction. And so, you know, I can recall one time being in the car with my cousin. He had an exotic car, very expensive car, probably $150,000 car. But man, God, I don't feel like driving, so I drove. And we pulled up to this place, man, and I tell you, man, the women was looking at me like I was a piece of meat. And I recognized the difference. You know, don't get me wrong, I did get attention when I was younger, but this kind of attention, not from some of these type of people that were looking. But one of the women came on out, what's your name? Gave me all type of conversation. And I kind of broke on down and said, what you are looking at me or you looking at the car? My cousin was like, ooh, man, that was cold right there. I was like, because it's true. I ain't never been looked at like this before. But they think I got it going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, over time we heard people mention that they like a man with swag and all this and that. You know, it didn't have nothing to do with character, dignity, integrity. It didn't have nothing to do with somebody that could have a stable family because they were faithful and knew how to lead a household, but it was all about financial stability. So now you can actually see examples of it. You see these podcasts where people talk about relationship because relationship is a big topic. There's a lot of money in relationship counseling, and there's even having podcasts about relationships people getting paid for.
Yeah.
And you will hear a lot of these women that come from this less traditional mindset, you know, the ones that actually condemn or demean the women from the past and talk about how they couldn't be like them and how weak they were. They'll say now that they'll choose a wealthy cheater over a faithful average income earner. Wow. So, you know, if you're willing to settle for a wealthy cheater, that means you're willing to share a man. And it goes to show you how much people will compromise themselves for access to not financial stability, but financial access. Financial access and access. And then on top of it, you know, you have some people and I know you've seen these skits where the men walk up to the women, and I know they skits they set up, but it really shows you they're giving an example of this is how it really goes.
Yeah, the gold diggers.
Men will walk up to a woman and they'll be perfect gentlemen, and the women will dismiss, I ain't got time, I got somebody, I got a girlfriend. Yeah. But then they see the car they get in. They double back. Yeah. What you do? What's your name?
Exactly.
And that really is the reality of what society is based on today. And I think it even goes in the church because people nowadays, they do pray for financial blessings.
Wow. So basically what I'm hearing you say, Rico, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm off base, let me know. It's just another level of pimping. It's just who's pimping who. I mean, are y'all pimping each other? Is she pimping you? You pimping her? You know, but because like Ted DiBiase say, everybody has a price for the $1 million man. So basically, if the money's right, you can get pretty much what you want in this dating thing.
That's exactly what it is.
Wow.
That's exactly what it is. The person that can provide, you know, they might not even be able to protect. Well, I guess if you got enough money, you can pay for protection. But those that can provide the most things that people want, not really need, but want, because if they were going for what they really needed, they would go for the man that knew how to lead and take care of a family in a healthy way.
You know what I find very interesting, and it lines up perfectly with what you're saying right now, Rico. And we're gonna go to Dr. Cook after this. That show that was on TV, The Flavor of Love, and how them women fell overboard to be able to date and be the one to date Flavor Flav. Now, some would say he's not the most attractive fella in the world. Some would say that, you know, that's what they say. But these women, they looked over that. They looked all past that. And some of them were some lookers. Some of them girls look real nice. But they were willing to look past all that because of what they were going to gain. The finesse that they was going to gain from winning the show, $100,000 or whatever it is. It was all about the money. It was all about the money, Rico. You remember that show, The Flavor of Love?
Yep, I definitely do remember that. And all of them demeaned themselves and competed and fought each other.
Yep.
And
Crying.
cried.
Crying. Yeah, they on that crying, man. I'm like, what the man? What the
Crying
hell?
over Flavor Flav. And he was like 25 years older than some of them.
Yeah, exactly. But still got the clock on his neck. Dr. Cook, what do you say to that? Is it a pimping? Are people really pimping themselves in this dating thing today? Are they pimping themselves to that level?
Yes, they are. I did watch that show, but it was disgusting that women would put themselves in that position just for fame, just for money.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a disgusting show. I watched it the first time because I thought it was like a dating show, but it was an amusing. It was amusement, entertainment for a lot of people, and it was all about getting those ratings and
Mm-hmm.
getting that money and getting fame.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just changed the channel because it was just disgusting and demeaning for women to put themselves in that position.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
Wow.
so demeaning.
Mm.
And when you look at it, you see how some women have been taught this. In order to get this fame, in order to get that money, you got to put yourself in this position for that. And so, what are you saying for your morals and your values? What are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women today still do that. So you're saying a lot about yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you do things like that.
Wow. Tucson, I see your mind working over there, brother. Talk to me.
When she said that, I thought about how the picture is taken, the selfie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Taken from the back.
I was wondering what you were doing there, man.
What you thought I was just turning around?
I ain't know what you were doing. I was gonna take you off the camera. I said, I don't know what Tucson doing over there.
That's how you do. That's how you do the self. You show.
Oh, okay, okay. So your tail feathers. So your tail feathers, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that, I can't say what because Mama said she was gonna whoop me.
But Tucson, yes, she did. But Tucson, a lot of time, and this is the sad part about it. And I want to talk to Dr. J about this too. A lot of times, man, some of these women think that that's the only assets they have. That's all they have.
Well, that's what it.
And so they present
That's it. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like Badger said. It's like they get their information from social media.
Yeah.
On how to be appealing.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, oh my great talk. It's like the box is empty.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Wow.
the present is wrapped
Mm-hmm.
real good,
Mm-hmm.
but ain't nothing in the box.
You shake it, and you don't hear nothing rattling. Nothing. Ain't nothing. Ain't no paper. Nothing. It's just empty.
And how you make up some words, but everybody sounds. I know you don't think you look like Beyonce. Oh, that was Raheen. But see,
Hey, Tucson, you're freezing up on us over there, brother. You're freezing up on us.
Go ahead. I knew he would because it don't snow down here too much. Go ahead.
Oh, got you. Dr. J, a lot of times, man, and this is the sad part of it, man. Some of these women think that's all the assets that they have. They turn around, they shake it, and they dropping it like it's hot, and trying to do a public display of what they would do to you, or what they want you to fantasize that they would do to you in the bedroom. And so they shaking it, they twisting it, they twerking, they're doing all kind of things because they don't, like Dr. Cook said, that's all they know. That's all they've been taught. How sad is that, brother?
It shows the level of brothers we have nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you and your wife have in common? Again, people think opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
Opposites don't attract.
No.
Spirit begets spirit. Why
Mm-hmm.
is it they say opposites attract, but how come rich men ain't marrying poor women, or rich women ain't marrying poor men? Because
Mm-hmm.
opposites don't attract, you know? So unfortunately, these women are going after the level of men. They dealing with brothers on their level. And like I said, me, because and it took a lot for me to get to where I'm at. So I'm very careful and I'm very picky, and I have a right to be, because I struggled, I strived, I went through some stuff. Some call it arrogance. It's confident. I have confidence in myself now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a right to choose what I want to choose and what I want. In other words, Raheen, for me to pick the right mate, she has to be able to help me raise my grandchildren. And I'm not talking about with my grandchildren being in the house. She
Mm-hmm.
has
Yeah.
to have, it starts like this. If I meet you and bring you to my family, what is going to be the reaction of my family?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What is
Mm-hmm.
the reaction of you when you meet my family? What is the reaction of your family when I come into your life? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm coming in, I'm marrying you and your family. A lot of people say, well, no, you ain't marrying the family. Yes, you are. You're marrying the family. If I'm going to have a successful marriage, then I have to be able to deal with her family.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't just come in her world and expect her to separate. No, marriage is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I have to bring my world into her world. And we have to make these two worlds work with God, of course. But at the same time, what kind of effect would you have on me and my children and my grandchildren? My kids have a great mother, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But at the same time, can you do what she haven't done? That's not
Mm-hmm.
an insult. Could you do what my kids haven't done? Can you fill in the blanks?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
These are the kind of things that's important to me. So can you handle my lifestyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Can we
know,
walk hand in hand?
can we walk
Can we
hand in
walk hand in
hand?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in a marriage where you're in leadership and ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say can, I'm not talking about just from the woman's side. I'm talking about even from the man's side. Can I do all that I'm requiring her to do? Can
Mm-hmm.
I do all that with her family?
Exactly.
Can
That's
we
good.
manage this power and authority we got?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a battle between the two of us trying to prove who got the most power.
There you go.
All
Let
that
me go
come
to exactly. Rico, I want to give you an assignment, brother, if you don't mind me doing so. Can I give you an assignment, Rico?
What's going on?
Man, this is the Raheen Ashimi show, and we deal with this in just a little bit different than we do on the Morning Glow. And I want you to talk to me from the street side of it. Let's talk from the street side of it, man. These young ladies out here that's turning around, dropping it like it's hot, twerking and all kind of stuff, man, trying to entice or casting a bait out there, trying to see what they're gonna catch. What are they really doing, Rico? What's really going on with them, man?
They actually just attracting a man's sexual desire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they mainly gonna get from that man.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if today's society really looks down on being sexualized, because women are sexualizing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be healthy, You know, like earlier when you asked, could it be dangerous or is it dangerous? Yes, it can be dangerous if it gets to a point to where a man is only with you because of the fact of how you sexualize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when them joints get to aching and you can't bend them knees.
Mm-hmm.
They got a challenge, I think, on TikTok, bend your knees challenge. When you can't bend them knees no more,
Mm-hmm.
then he might go to something younger because that's what he got with you for. And
Yeah.
that's how you promoted yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I thought about the other dangerous or possibly dangerous sides of it. If you really don't look into the character of the person that you're bringing around, your children, if you already have children, or your friends, your family members, you could be bringing in a sexual predator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sexual predator, he might have been compromised himself because now men have been taught that it ain't tricking if you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't no trick. You got money, go on and pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, use it to attract the women. Women love men with money. You ain't gotta look worth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them know you got it. Be excessive. Buy the most expensive things you can because women know if you got that, you must have something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what a lot of men use, and they use the same. I'll say they use the same tactics as a sexual predator or a child molester does with candy,
Wow.
a puppy to
Mm-hmm.
attract a child.
Mm-hmm.
They're using those same things. So, you know, on the street side of that, you know, you might be inviting a person with the worst character possible
Yep.
into your life,
Mm-hmm.
but you making that sacrifice all because they have the things that a lot of men use to trick off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Dr. Cook, where are the standards? Where are the standards in all this that we're talking about? Are there any standards?
There should be standards, and I believe there are standards. It's within the values that your family teach you from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about spirituality and the morals and values that you are taught are there. And the Bible basically it gives you all those standards in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Good.
And you know, a lot of people, I keep hearing an echo.
Go ahead. I got you, sis. Go ahead.
But people give younger children, from what I've seen growing up, people give younger children an excuse to do them. They got to learn. But the thing is, we got to teach children from a baby on up. We can't basically give them an excuse to just live their life the way they want to live their life. And I've seen a lot of parents do this. And they will say, well, they will eventually learn. If you don't teach them, they won't learn what they're supposed to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they may learn it later on once they've gone through those bad decisions. But the standards are there. People need to continue teaching. And when I look at things, parents have gotten younger and younger throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those children did not continue to teach the values that their parents were taught them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this. My grandmother taught my mother those morals and those values. My mother, she did make a mistake, and she still taught me, but she didn't teach me everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go back to my grandmother for things.
Yeah.
And then I would go to a lot of, people that were married for long periods of time. And I would ask them to get information from them.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in community. And I would go to others in order to learn. But I would get little tidbits everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still made a bad decision, but I thought I was making the right decision when I was dating.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when you get tidbits, it's not all there
Yeah.
as a whole. But now I've learned, I've matured. And it's also about being mature as well. So I'm going to leave it right there. Maturity, that Bible, and getting that information that you need to know in order to have a good life. And everybody doesn't get it. Some people don't want to listen to it. But I believe it's an individual thing.
That's good.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. I do. And let me go to Dr. J. We're talking about the standards, and I want you to speak on that part as well. But I also want you, is it a good practice? Is it a good practice? I've been married for the amount of years I've been married. Is it a good idea if all of a sudden a lot of my single friends, a lot of my single male friends that hang out in a club and stuff like that, go to the strip club and things like that. Me as a married man, is it a good idea for me to hang out with them?
Why don't you drop your standards?
No, no, no.
Well, okay, you ain't got to drop. How about just lower them some?
No.
See, without boundaries, the people perish. If I don't develop standards and boundaries being single, I'm not going to have any when I get married.
Yeah.
So I have to have, and I can't wait for somebody to come in to have them. I have to have standards right off the bat. In other words, the standards that I have has to be mine, and the person that come in your life has to have some standards, and then you take them and put them together and see what works best for us. Okay, this is a single man standards, this is a single woman standards. Let's see how this works. And so you get rid of what you don't need and you add as you go along. The longer y'all stay married, the more standards, the more those standards start coming in. And some standards tradition is good. It can be good, but it could be bad.
Yeah.
So, and I think sometimes, Raheen, people get saved but not delivered. And then we kind of talking like we talking about young people, but we talking about people. I'm 61.
Yes, sir.
Joker still don't have standards at 61.
Yeah.
And we talking about a lot of people come to the church because they feel like the church is safe.
Yeah.
Until they find out that the same people that was in the world is over here in the church.
Exactly.
So then you have to learn how to, and unfortunately, men and women fall for the "you pray for me" sucker move. That's what I call it, the sucker move. And I have to be careful because but that's
this the Raheen Ashimi show, man. Come on, you talk about it.
And I've seen it. I experienced it. I've been a part of it. I help people through it. I warn people of it. And some just feel like, you have to have some standards. You do. And if you can't, if that person can't deal with my standards, and I think as a man, I have to be more serious about mine, be serious about mine as she is about hers.
Yes, sir.
I have to have pride and respect for my body like she do hers. And then so it makes it a little more complicated because women don't want to deal with a brother like me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But what I'm not going to do is crawl back down that rabbit hole.
Exactly. Toussaint, you there?
Yeah.
Toussaint, now this is the Raheen Ashimi show, so we deal with it a little bit different. Now I'm asking you another question. You ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. How does or do dating change when the two people start to engulf in sexual activities?
Oh Lord.
And you know what I thought about before you even asked me that question?
What's that?
You got to be careful because they say, "Can my girlfriend come too?" What? What did you say? Off the bat.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? What did you say? Sister Jane?
Yeah.
What did you? Wait a minute. I got to change my whole mindset because here it is. See, because right here, what happens in our, this is me. Maybe I'm wrong. Dr. James, I might be totally wrong. Rico, I might be totally wrong. But people join churches that fit them, not heal them, not deliver them. It fit them.
Wow.
And so they can stay just like they are at that church, or if that church does not it's not enough appealing to them as they are, they just go to another one.
Yeah, if you don't adhere to what they want, yeah.
Don't you dare, don't you dare tell me nothing about, I know the language, touch, heal, set free, and deliver, but I don't want to be delivered. I want to remain the same. So you get this person that is in there, and wait a minute now. Okay, I'm just using my imagination. We've been knowing each other a week, and you talking about you and the other sister coming? What have we got going on here?
Yeah.
And then you said, wait a minute. This is and like Dr. Jay says, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. This is not the way that you talking about dating. This is not dating. This is small orgy already.
Oh Jesus! Yeah,
and we was just crying out, hallelujah.
Did
I say something wrong?
It just has a different. Well, you're still hollowing out. It just has a different definition.
And because the world is ever changing. Remember how when we were coming up, you went to a girl's house.
Yeah.
And this is what the scene. Okay, first of all, Mama and Daddy was there. And then at 8:30, maybe 9, I know 8:39, you hear somebody come in the room, and here's what you hear.
Know what that means? Oh. Time for you to go.
If they wasn't sitting there with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh man, what you talking about? And then you Lord have mercy. Raheen.
Yes, sir.
You better all keep to yourself.
In a lot of situations, you're absolutely right. Rico, what do you say to that, man? How does, in dating, when sexual activities become involved in dating, in the dating scene, in the way that you're dating, how does that change the whole situation, the whole scenario, the whole look of it?
Oh man, it's well, if you do it out of order and disrespect what sex is actually supposed to be used for, you'll almost be like consuming some drugs because you'll be addicted to ecstasy. Yeah. It won't have nothing to do with love. It'll have all to do with pleasure and sexual gratification. I can speak from that because that's where I made my mistake at.
Wow.
I can honestly say my first I'm gonna say endeavor with having children, it came from being immature. It was the perfect toxic storm. I was looking for certain things that I didn't get from as far as support goes that I needed when I was a child. And I can remember saying, man, when I have a child, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I started actually looking forward to it because I felt like I love that child, and that child, I finally have somebody that loved me unconditionally. And I met a female that said the same thing, felt the same way. And I noticed that she wasn't getting the attention. She was being neglected. You know, it was a sympathy thing almost. And so we connected and we created a child, a love child. I can have to say that, but it was, well, I'm going to say quote unquote love because we were young. We didn't know what love was. We were really doing it out of the fact that we was looking to do what our parents didn't do.
Yeah.
But then with my second child, my third child, my second baby mama, once again, it came back to that flaw of the reason why I'm celibate now. Everything ended up being consumed with sexual attraction, sexual desire. And I couldn't never find out why I couldn't break that, because sometimes I would get with women and I would think I would be getting them with them because of them, who they were. And some of them I did. I mean, I honestly didn't even have a perverted thought go through my mind when I'd be around them. I would be so amazed and impressed by them that it really was, I'm trying to think of the word, it was natural. It was pure. But the minute we did the do, all of a sudden it turned back to my biggest downfall. By me being sexualized at a young age, you know, and understanding and knowing what it was, it became more of an activity for me. It involved pleasure. And I also knew about the part where you make kids, but I found out about that before I knew how to make kids. I didn't know the end process. I put it to you that way. By the time I started practicing sexual behavior, I didn't know nothing about eggs or sperm. I didn't know the end part.
Yeah.
So when I first started doing it, I was just doing it and then I just stopped because I got tired of doing it. Then I got caught off guard one day. Ooh, what's this? And it almost drove me crazy. I didn't know what it was. But at that young of an age that I had that experience, that was a bad thing for me because once again, it was just like crack. I want to do that again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the best feeling I've ever had in my life. And to this day.
Yeah.
To this day, over 40-something years later.
Looking for that
first later. There has been nothing in my life that I have experienced physically that was as good as that first time I climaxed. Nothing. And it drove me crazy. And that was my motivation the whole time. Even when I thought it wasn't my motivation, it was my motivation, and it became dangerous. Because once again, I get in a relationship and it gets to a point where I say, hey, this is half just because. Why? Well, we ain't doing nothing else. We ain't got nothing better to do. We're just sitting there chilling. And it's good. Don't you want to feel good? And it got to a point where it wasn't even no foreplay. It wasn't even no lead up to it. It was just like, hey, let's wham bam and do it. Get it out the way. And I started realizing then I was almost like a crackhead looking for a high.
Wow. Yeah. And that's where it leads to. That's exactly where it leads to. Dr. J, talk to me, sir.
You know, to add to what Rico's saying, that's when that person really don't have your body. They got your mind now. And that's basically what it all leads to. If a person can get your mind, they can get your body at any given time. Like the brother said, you know, at first you got control of it. They cool, you cool, y'all talk this and that, and all it takes is that one time, and you go cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. You know, you go down a one-way street backwards, but you just got to get to where you got to get to.
Yeah.
You know, the power of the PU, I call it. That's the power of the PU, baby. It will run you crazy. It will make you cuss your mama out if your mama tell you can't go. You know,
like Richard Pryor. You really? You really?
You know? And yet, guys say you can't have it unless you marry.
Yeah.
You know, and it don't just run men crazy, it run women crazy too. You know, but the reality is, um, it's a spiritual thing. It's when you single and you sleep with that woman or that man, you sleep with everybody they done slept with.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
out of a covenant. You know, so you start taking on a different personality.
Yeah.
You know, and I like what he said earlier. A lot of times women meet men and they bring them home and they have intercourse in their bed and then get out of the bed, and she got small kids. So she brought the kids over by a grandmother, whatever. Kids, you know, they watch the kids, bring the kids back home the next day or whatever. And so she washed the sheets, she did all that. So she feel okay, it's safe. But no, you still got that spirit laying there in that bed,
Yep.
waiting for your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Because you done brought this rascal home. Now you start seeing your grandchildren start doing adult stuff.
Yep. Yep.
You want to beat them as if they picked that up somewhere else. No, they picked that up out of the bed that you just got out of, that bed of lust and perversion. And you could even be married and operate in a spirit of lust and perversion because you married, but y'all ain't got no love for one another. It just become a behavior. Another thing is and it's so much, Raheem. But it's a lot, man. And if you're not careful, you find yourself, you have to wean yourself off of it. You have to ask God to help you with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot tied into this thing called dating, man. It's so many different levels, and we're not gonna be able to touch on all. I got some stuff written down here I wanted to talk about, man, but we're not gonna be able to talk about all of it. This badger say, don't forget dating AI bots now. People are dating AI bots, he said, and you know, that's a whole different level.
Let me say this too, right? If I can,
Go ahead.
this is what we have to be concerned about as well. And I heard somebody mention it a while back. What we don't understand too is there's a spirit, incubus and succubus. And these are spirits that come in and seduce you at night. You know, there's also what you call astral travel, where people travel in the spirit realm, and it's sometimes a woman could be at home taking a shower, and all of a sudden she feel the presence of a man, or a man taking a shower, he feel the presence of a woman. They done traveled in the spirit realm. And I always tell people this, I seen that on Google. But a lot of stuff we learn because we had to experience that.
Wow. Tucson, talk to me, brother. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a long time since I've heard about them two spirits. Lord have mercy. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh God.
Dr. J, I think you might have shook him a little bit there. You might have shook him a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man.
You might have shook him.
I'm having some flashbacks that wind up terrible.
Wow.
For real. I mean, I'm having all I got. I think I'm so glad I'm finna, you know, I had to get off for a while. My wife called me. I'm gonna hug her when she called me to do. You know, say thank you. So real. Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go through that no more.
You heard that, didn't you? You heard that, didn't you? Oh, you heard that. Okay. Go ahead. I heard it too.
What did you hear?
Go ahead,
but
brother.
Man, people have this spirit about themselves that it appears, and it's kind of like you can dress up anything. You can make anything look good and appealing. Not only that, you can make it sound good. Not only that, if you're not careful, your elbows It's just what you're looking for.
Mm.
One little touch of spirituality.
Mm.
And you be like, Lord, before you know it, what'll come out of your mouth is thank you, Lord. And this is Raheen Ashimi showing. I want to say something.
Say it.
It's different. It's a little fur out there, not for the thin skin or the holier than thou.
Mm-hmm.
But when you really find out what you got, excuse my language, you'd be like, I'll be there.
Hey, 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 hey. Let me go.
Sorry.
Let me go to Dr. Cook. Let me go to Dr. Cook. Dr. Cook, what's on your heart, sis? Talk to me.
I was just thinking about a former coworker of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was a young guy. He was in his 30s, and he met this woman that was she was almost 50. I think she was 47. She was a little older than him, but she looked very, very young. And so he turned him completely out.
Mm.
And he just fell completely in love with her. And so I told him, I said, I just recently went through a divorce. And I learned a lot. And I said, I don't want that for you. So I don't think you're making the right decision by getting married to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
But she had his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been through a relationship, and he was so in love with this other person that he was in a relationship with. So when she got a hold to him, and she found out that he had a trust, and so they got married, and he thought everything the first month was, he was just reeling him in even more,
Mm-hmm.
getting his mind. And so to make a long story short, she used all of his trust money. He bought her a home. They didn't stay in that. They didn't live in that home because um, they were not paying the bills after years. So he had to sell the home in order to get some money. He didn't make much money from that. And then after she had wrapped his mind around her finger, she started basically telling him that he had to make appointments in order to engage in activities with
Good
her
Lord.
because she had gone outside of the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, 7 years later, they got a divorce. And I saw him on the job again, and I told him, I said, I'm not going to say anything. I kept it to myself. I did not want to tell him I told you so.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you're dealing with someone, you're younger, and that person is much more older. They've been through those things, and she knew exactly what she was doing when she went into the relationship. He had no idea, and so I felt so bad for him. But he did remarry, and when he remarried, he was so harsh to his wife's children with his son. So the son grew up, and he somewhat rebelled against the mother because the mother brought this person into his life that was so damaged. And he could have made a good decision to from what he learned growing up as a young child, because he had two parents, and his parents treated him as a golden child, but they raised him up to be a good person. But when he was damaged by that first wife, when he got into the second wife, he damaged the children of the second wife, and so that was a situation there, and I just wanted to bring that out. If you all got any comments about what I brought out, I please comment about it.
Okay. Rico, you want to comment on it?
Yeah, that comes with the dangers of that can come with being in the wrong relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all sometimes fall for the pig with lipstick. You know, I can also say that that's what my first baby mama thought. She thought I was born with a silver spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, word around town with my parents, my stepdad and my mom had money, and they did. But, you know, in our community, sometimes what people consider a lot of money don't be a lot of money. But in some cases, you know, I got certain females that got with me because they thought, oh, he get what he wants. When he get old, he gonna have it made, just based off of that thought process, that desperate thought process that you actually see in our community sometimes, where people are so opportunistic that some crumbs look like, you know, the whole cake.
Yeah.
But if I had to tell anybody that these are the precautionary tales that that we speak of, because you should heed being patient. You know, even after you indulge in the sexual activity, that's when you really have to start trying to practice more patience, you know, in order to not overdo it.
Yeah.
To not abuse it, to not make it, not become something recreational. You know, when you're immature and you move too fast, you know, understanding patience won't be something that comes easy. You know, we can be very anxious. You know, I was anxious to have a baby that I could call my own, so I could be a better father than my father. That's what I thought in my immature mind, but I wasn't patient. You know, I wasn't patient as far as indulging in sexual activity, period. I already knew that was something we were supposed to wait on. I grew up hearing that was something you should wait till you get married to do. But man, if I'd have been more patient, I wouldn't have never known how addictive it could be. I wasn't ready for that. That sex demon took me over, knocked me out. And I didn't realize what type of problem I had till later on in life, when I started realizing, man, you sort of made women feel like a piece of meat.
Wow.
And that ain't a good thing.
No.
You know? And some of them actually got to a point where they tell me, man, I'm starting to feel dirty. It seems like this is all we do. I'm like, well, you know, no, that ain't all I want. That ain't all I want from you. I really care about you. We ain't got to do it. Then the next time they came around, hey, give me some real quick. They were just as hooked as I was. We both got a problem.
Yeah.
Now we can't stop it. We done got some started that we can't stop. So, you know, if I could, like I said, if anybody was listening that wanted to take something from this, man, I'd say the best thing you could do is start learning to practice patience.
Yeah.
Because patience will give you an opportunity to actually see the true person you're dealing with when times get hard, when things go sideways. Even though that money might still be in place, you know, it's still going to be some things that's going to happen, and when they're going to end up finding out the real deal. Maybe your parents do have money, but your parents don't take care of you the way they should.
Yeah.
Somebody going to see
exactly
that it ain't what they thought it was. So if you're a little patient, I ain't going to say a little patient, a lot of patience, you'll probably have a relationship that's more built for the long run.
Good deal. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
So I ain't gonna say nothing bad this time.
Uh-oh.
But why are we not talking? We talking about dating, right?
Yes.
And we've been sitting at the table for 30 minutes. And you've been scrolling ever since. You mean to tell me this gathering is not even important to put the phone down for till we get finished eating or something? I mean, why we come here? Matter of fact, I'm finna go back to the house.
Yeah.
Because you know, because social media has taken control of lives, and it's addictive. It's just as addictive as sex is.
Yeah.
Now, here's another thing. and it goes for women and men. But for the most part, there are, and excuse me, I don't mean no harm, women that are looking for the the ideal type, the top level shelf, whatever that means. I don't know what you call it, man.
Yeah. Top tier.
Top tier. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Okay. You
Say it,
that's
man.
what you're looking for, but you you don't
Is she
have no
top tier?
standards.
Is she top tier?
No, I mean not, and that's, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You want a man with no children, a 6-figure job, or business. He has to have a certain type of car. Okay, and you mean to tell me you either Uber driving or you ain't got no car?
And staying with your mama.
Staying with mom,
Mm.
and your mom got 6 grandchildren, and all of them yours.
Mm.
And then, not only that, every one of them got a different daddy.
Mm.
And you looking for a top shelf.
Ronnie, Bobby, Rick, and Mike, Joe, and Earl.
And Billy too. Because that child is too bright not to be white.
Mm. Mm.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Oh,
It's
see.
look, you got
You
a
got him
mixed
back, Tucson.
Mexican
You got him.
child.
You got him back that time, Tucson. You got him back. You
Okay.
got him back.
You got a mixed Mexican child, you got a Caucasian child, you got a Hindu child.
Universal, brother. Universal. Universal. She's universal. She's a universal lover.
Yeah, the whole universe know it too.
Now, Dr. J, talk to me, brother.
You know, he got a point there. And the what I sing, I always look for what's missing. If the mom had a husband, if the grandmother had a husband, the grandkids wouldn't be there. All the rules would be changed. There would be some order to the household. He'd have shut a lot of stuff down. So it's just history repeating itself. The mom produced what she is. Again, not
She
saying
said the
anything
kids.
bad about
She said the kids are Skittles.
and I don't want to sound like, you know, I'm beating
Taste
up
the
on
rainbow.
women, but again, it's because we as men, we're not taking our responsibility because and not all, but at the same time, if we raise our children, if we stick around, eh, eh, in order for me to stick around, I have to have the standards.
Yeah.
And the standards will put me with the right, supposedly, hopefully, will put me with the right woman, so that we both can withstand the test of times and the crazy and this and that, and then we could, you know, the standards I set is not just for me, but it's for those around me, those after me, and so then we get to change that. Um, and so you can't fix something if something is missing.
Yeah.
So this young lady is only the product of her environment. And I'm not saying that all are like that.
You're
That
not saying
young
that
man,
to make excuses for her. You're not saying that to make excuses for her.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that young man, that are those brothers that came, if you gonna deal with this young lady and you see she already have 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, that should tell you something. If you really care for her, then you're gonna try to make something happen. But again, opposites don't attract. Unfortunately, sometimes the women have no problem with having the babies, and the men don't have a problem with making them
Let
because
me, let me say this, and I got to be 100. I got to be 100 with this thing, man. A lot of times, man. Some of us, some bros, and it's sad, but it's a reality. They just want the booty, man. They
yeah,
just they see that this girl, she look real good. You know, she got 2 kids by 2 baby moms, by 2 baby dads already, and they see a possibility that they can get some. They're not trying to do anything outside of getting some, and then before you know it, they have her in the process of having a baby too. They're not planning on staying. They're not planning
and
on
that-
staying, and that's the sad reality, man. Because a lot of damage is being done. A lot of
yeah.
damage is being done.
And Ray, the way I pastor is like this. You can't control people. People gonna do
Mhm,
what they do. My thing is to help you make better decisions in what you do, not to make the decisions for you, but to give you
mhm,
some logical. So you want to fly? Okay, let's sit down and figure out how can flying be a reality, right?
mhm,
So this young brother, and I had somebody got upset with me one time because I said something. So this young brother like having sex, so you can't control him. So okay,
mhm,
so let me tell you what to do. Since you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, how about you go get you a box of condoms?
mhm. Yeah.
Because that way you eliminating the responsibility of fatherhood. And unfortunately, a lot of these young men are not fathers. You just making a baby. You don't even know what fatherhood is. I was
Mhm,
sharing how when I was young and my son mom got pregnant when we were in high school. I was given responsibilities by my mom and dad.
mhm,
When it was time to go play football, go play basketball, guess who came?
mhm.
I was walking around with daggone pamper and stuff like that with the
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm
Exactly.
sorry, but that's why I don't really have a tolerance level for certain things. My mom and dad was like, no, you're gonna handle your business.
Mhm, mhm.
Take him with you. Who
Exactly.
pushing the stroller?
Yeah. Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
a young man pushing a stroller down the street with a baby and all these other boys. Yeah, is that
Mhm,
your little brother? No, that's my son.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they
Mhm.
gave me responsibility.
Yeah. And had to deal with it. And had to
That
deal with
uh,
it. Exactly. Well, y'all, I said I was only gonna be here for about an hour. We already an hour and 22 minutes, so we got to get on out of here, man. But I always enjoy doing it, Raheen Ashimi. Sure, it's a little different feel. It's a little different feel. It's a little more freedom, and I don't know what Tucson talking about over there, but Tuc yeah, that one right there, that Tucson right there. I don't know what you talking about. But anybody got
Well,
it?
yeah,
Huh?
I got one more thing, Raheen. I have
Uh
to say this on
oh.
their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Just because a woman has had, or a man has had several failed relationships,
Mm-hmm.
that they wind up with children. Sometimes you got good people ending up being victims of bad and meeting bad people, and they put them in that predicament.
Mm-hmm.
You still got a good quality person
Yeah. Yeah.
with children
Yeah. That's true.
that can do you some good.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm just
That can make a
saying.
difference. That can make the difference in your whole life.
You just
That's
got to
all I'm
slow it
saying.
down. You just got to slow it down,
Mhm.
and don't be there trying to say, "Oh, I know I can get, I know I can do the do right here."
Mhm.
No, leave that girl alone.
They get
She
take.
done been through enough. Don't you make her another victim by your hands.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anybody else have anything they want to say real quickly before we get out of here? Rico,
can
what you got for me, brother?
I just want to say,
Go ahead, Doc.
if I could turn back the hands of time,
Mhm.
I would. I wish I had been more patient
Mhm.
and also understood the 4 P's that the qualities that a man should have. And we know what those four spiritual P's are. And so that's what a lot of the children and adults need to understand today. It's all about spirituality and knowing and understanding those four P's before we select our spouse and make that decision.
That's a good deal. Good deal. Rico?
I say we try our best to be an example. I got a 17-year-old son that moved out of order like I did, started having practicing sexual behavior before he really understood the responsibility behind it. And irresponsibly, he caught an STD, 14 years old. You know, the consequences behind not being patient. And also, you know, this is something that I do realize. With men, sometimes men can have a savior complex and women can have a changer's complex. And that'll get us in a bad situation because we move in sympathy, but there's nothing wrong with helping to save somebody or change somebody to help somebody. Just don't let sex get involved. Because once again, everything changes when sex gets involved. And if you're not patient, you know, the woman just said it a second ago about being patient and we knew better. If you're not patient, you can possibly have children by a man or a woman that refer to your children as my child. You can be in a situation where you have to go through a court system to actually be in that child's life the way a child should naturally have a parent. But now that other parent don't believe in that natural standard of a father and a mother, of the village being there for a child. They're only thinking about the fact that this is my child and I control and do what I want to do. And that's a terrible situation to be in, all because you had irresponsible sex or you were anxious or distracted just by the pleasure that came with the sex with somebody that you probably shouldn't even have sex with.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dr. J, final thoughts?
I got a story. I don't know if you want to wait to hear that story. It's a funny story. I don't know if y'all got time to laugh at it. What broke me of my thing, right? In my mind, I was a player. And we talking about after we got saved, right? In the church. I'm a player. I got it like that. And I got caught up in a situation, man. And this lady ran me down. This was a Father's Day weekend, Tucson. This lady ran me down. And she showed up at the house. And this when I really got saved. This lady showed up at the house. And in my mind, I'm saying, talk to her outside. I said, nah, I don't want the neighbors to know because I'm saved. You know, all they know is I go to church and come home. Man, I brought that woman in the house. And I kid you not, we were talking and somewhere down the line, I wasn't paying attention. That woman turned around. And when she let go too soon, she was like, and she slapped me. When that woman slapped me, I went up like this. And I found myself up against the refrigerator, right? And her hand was in my neck. And she was smaller than me. Her hand was in my neck. And I'm screaming, let me go. There you go. Please, let me go. Let me go. And she was doing this. And I'm saying, please, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Now you want to play games. I'm going to show you how to play games. That woman threw me across the room. I hit the floor. She started kicking me. I couldn't fight her back. She had a quick set of hands. And then I was still trying to recuperate from the slap, right? I'm laying on the floor, man. I'm crawling, trying to get out of there like a white woman in a scary movie. And I'm hollering. Now, I ain't got no shame. I'm hollering for my neighbors. I know y'all can hear me hollering because I can hear y'all. This went on. This was Father's Day weekend. This went on for 3 days.
Lord. 3 days, man.
That woman beat me for 3 days. Man, when I tell you, that Monday, I snuck and went to work. When I went to work, I got home before it got dark. I took a bath. The bathroom was in the middle of the apartment with no windows. I took a bath, cut all the lights off. I closed all the windows, and I went to sleep. I had to call the police. This woman had me running through Decatur with nothing but some shorts on, and they was halfway ripped.
Good Lord.
For real. We went up 85 doing 105, and she said, "Nigga, I'm gonna kill you. You want to play game?" That's when I really got saved, and I'm like, God, please help me. You know, she brought me to a park, and she said, "Okay, we're gonna get out and talk." And I'm thinking, well, I used to run track. I know I could run away from her. But wisdom kicked in and said, if you run, all she's gonna do is meet you at your house.
Yeah.
It was at that moment I realized, don't play games.
Yeah.
Let it all go.
Look,
That's
look, there's so many things I can say to that. There's so many things I can say to that, brother. But,
see, you don't know why people stop doing stuff again until start living like they're supposed to.
Exactly.
Bush. I'm talking about with a hand like.
I thought you.
She has some speedy hands on her.
I thought you was gonna say. She was saying, "I'm finna get me some."
That's a true story, man. For real. That's a true story. That's testimony. I ain't seen a burning bush.
You still look traumatized.
Man, I'm on the refrigerator. Let me go. Please, just let me go. Go. My feet doing this. Oh, you want to play games?
Okay. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
Look, he was like.
It cost me about $1,800. Replacing car keys, cell phones, everything. I was running so fast, man. I wind up in Kroger, hiding in the employee closet. Shoot, they said, "Man, you got to get out of here, man. I ain't going nowhere. Y'all need to call the police." I'm not going out there. When them folks came, I had no problem getting in the back of the police squad. I felt safe.
Hey, Raheen.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Now you know I ain't gonna never let you forget.
I'm telling you, man, that's a true story.
Oh, Dangler. Hey, Dangler.
You don't know why I love the Lord.
Hey, look at we have to meet. But man, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it right now. Tucson, pray us out, sir. Pray us out, man. Pray us out.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. All right. Well, God, we come now and we say thank you, God. Thank you. You know, the experiences of life that you give us, God, and how you teach us along the way. And for that, God, we say thank you. Help us to be better based on what we've already experienced, God. Help us to not only be better in our lives, in the lives of others, how we commune and how we fellowship and how we meet people, not to tear them down, but help us, God, to edify one another. We need you like never before, God. We thank you for this time that we've come together in a different setting, but the same way. We always want to do something to give you glory. And that's what we do. We give you glory, honor, and praise in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for joining us for the Raheen Ashimi show. It is now Tucson 8:00 good. It is 11:14. I want to thank you for joining us.
Well, I need your number.
Lord, Tucson.
True story.
Lord Jesus. Thank
Bad
you.
joke.
True story.
Bye.
True story, man. Everybody got a testimony.
I want to thank you for allowing DK and Media Group and Associates and the Raheen Ashimi Show for being a part of you today. I want you, before you leave, we're about to get out of here. Before we leave, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. We shine some less light on you from the Raheen Ashimi Show. Now take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They will appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Have a great weekend. Talk to you Monday morning, if God says the same. Have a great weekend, y'all. Love you.
Get ready. I want you to get ready. Only thing I want you to do is to be ready. This is the broadcast that will talk about open and honest conversations every time we come live. I want you to get ready. Get ready. Prepare yourself. Things happen all the time. There's always things coming at us. Get ready. Strap your seatbelt on real tight and get ready because you are embarking in. This is
The Right